For hundreds of Americans trapped on this cruise ship, away home at last. News of a rescue plane broken by the captain.
By a U.S. chartered aircraft.
Great.
But with Melanie Haring's husband infected by the virus in a Japanese hospital, it's a hard choice to go.
I would rather stay in Japan and be by my husband, but if that's the only way out, yes.
American passengers can get the plane only if they test negative for the virus. Then they face another 14 days quarantine at a California military base. And a US government warning reads if they choose not to get the flight, they'll be unable to return to the US for a period of time, leaving many passengers upset.
Anger. My initial reaction is anger and frustration, disappointment in my government. I feel like they failed us.
I'm telling you, we're healthy.
Jerry Jorgensen was taken off the ship yesterday after testing positive. Her husband now deciding he too will leave. Jerry Jorgensen is one of 67 new cases on a ship that has the biggest single cluster of the virus outside China.
We need to balance the health and welfare of the people on that ship against the obvious need to prevent any further spread.
They'll fly home to Travis Air Force Base, which is ready to release more than 200 Americans flown out of China's worst-hit area 2 weeks ago. Across the US, new tests for the virus. In 5 US cities, anyone with symptoms of the flu, but who doesn't have it, will be tested for coronavirus. More cities will be added later.
And Bill, there are more Americans being treated tonight?
Yeah, Jose, I mean, the good news is that their numbers haven't changed. So far, only 15 Americans are confirmed to have the virus in the US. Another 30 are being treated for it in Japan off that cruise ship. And the US government really is strongly urging all the American passengers to get on board those 2 charter flights, the first one due to land in Japan tomorrow.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.